Hello everyone, Larry here, aka Simidad. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to another unboxing on the channel. It's the second one. Again, as per the first one, I am not an unboxer slash reviewer in any way, shape or form, but I try my best. I've been sent a product and I'll give you my honest feedback. Before we get into the video, some disclosures up front. This was provided free of charge from Cammus. It was supplied at no cost to myself. It's mine to keep. It's mine to do with whatever I like. I have not been asked or told what to say, so anything that you hear within the video or furthermore about this product in any future videos is my own opinion and genuinely formulated from my own experience of using the product. Simply put, as I've stated before, if there was ever any stipulation to only be favourable about any product that I was offered to review, then I simply wouldn't do the review because it's not in my nature. I'd rather be fully upfront about it. And secondly, there is an affiliate link that I'll talk about later on, which if you did choose to buy anything with that link, does give me a small kickback to the channel. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I've had this sitting on my desk for a couple of months now, to be completely honest. If you caught the video, I think it was last week or the week before, where I spoke about sort of some of the things that have been going on and the lack of content and stuff like that. This has unfortunately fallen foul of that. So yeah, it was sent to me a while back and it's been sat on my desk and staring me in the face, and I've been meaning to get it out and unbox it and review it, set it up, and same as with the C5, giving my honest feedback and thoughts and all that good stuff, but it didn't transpire. Life got in the way, so I do apologise about that. And Cammus, if you are watching, I do apologise about that as well. But they've been pretty all round alright, to be honest. So yeah. Like I said, this is the Cammus C12, this is the model. It's a similar design to the C5. It's got a 12 Newton meter torque with a peak of probably about 14 or so. So it's a bit more, well, a lot more powerful than the C5. But yeah, let's get into it. All I've done at this point is I've just cut the seal on the back to make it easier to take the box apart to show you. Looked at it or played with it or anything. I haven't seen any other reviews or anything like that. I've looked on their website just to get the specs and the rundown, that kind of thing. So this is first time as you're seeing it. Let's get into it. My first impressions are of the packaging. It seems a little more sleek and premium looking in the packaging. And the C5, if you remember, the C5 had the black and green packaging, which is Cammus's colours, but you could sort of tell it was on the budget end. This is like a matte colour, matte white with bold packaging colour and all that stuff, so it seems a little more like, feels a little more premium. So up top here, we've got the Cammus C12 manual. We'll do away with that. We don't need that. Let's get rid of this instead. Chuck that off to the side as well. And here it is, Cammus C12. As you can see already, a lot of buttons, a lot of dials and stuff to be looking into. So let's get this out of the box, and we'll put the box off to the side for 1 sec. And there she is. Just that, I'm not sure what you can see, so we'll put it like this. So yeah, as you can see, we've got a heck load of buttons. These are all buttons by the looks of it. There seems to be dials and buttons. So these blue anodized aluminium dials on the side. Buttons as well. These are going to be absolutely awesome and trucks in for setting like cruise control and stuff like that. I may set one for like zoom in or something, but that's going to be awesome for that. We've got these rotary dials here, which are the same that feature on the C5. We've got more buttons down here. These buttons are all labelled, so L for left, I assume, L1 through 5, R1 through 5 with the right side. Where the numbering is etched into it, that actually looks like it might be see-through, as if there's lights that are going to come through that, which is interesting to say the least. You've got some aluminium dials down here which have got like a textured, like a knurled feeling on the outside, which is good, and they are also buttons as well. So you've got, I mean, these are buttons as far as I can tell. I don't know, these are just momentary buttons, so you can program them to whatever. And then these two up here, they're just dials, they're no button. These ones on the side here are dials and a pressable button. These ones are dials and again a pressable button. Got these silver little thingies here. Alright, whoa, hello. So these are actually, it's like a joysticks, which is interesting. That's going to be really handy, I think, in truck sim for camera control. Right, then this one's more like a D-pad, just a 4-directional D-pad. And again, these are buttons that you can press down. But this is going to be really good actually for trucking, which is my primary use case. One of the biggest things that excited me when I was looking on Cammus's website about this wheel, and one of the probably the biggest things I marked down the C5 for, was on the C5 there's a major lack of being able to change the actual wheel rim, which this you can. You see the bolts here? They've designed this with rim changeability in mind, so if you're a racer and you wanted a more GT style rim or more F1 style rim, you could swap that out as long as you use a 6x70mm bolt pattern. Me, I want to swap it out for a big old truck rim, which is going to be firmly in my plan after Christmas. We're about a week out from Christmas, and now is not the ideal time to be purchasing a new wheel rim. But we'll do a video about that when we get it. The construction of the wheel is all aluminium casing. The rim itself is bigger than the C5. It's a 30cm, 300mm rim, covered in the same sort of leather feeling. Once again, I've not been able to confirm whether this is genuine leather or if it's like a pleather, but either way it feels very nice in the hand, similarly to the C5. One of my other biggest complaints about the C5 was the shifter paddle shifts. They were very small, and there was a lot of reports about breakages, and shortly after I sort of filmed my update, I may have even mentioned it in the update, the 6-week review, one of them sort of got really quite loose. I didn't do anything about it. It still functions, it's just quite loose when you press it. These on the other hand feel much more sturdy. They're built into metal brackets. They've got carbon fibre paddles, and impressively they're magnets as well. So you see here they've got the magnets, and they give it a real like tactile. They are quite noisy, so you may have to play with some mic settings when it comes to like recording and stuff, but they look nice, feel nice. They're a bit bigger, which is good. And then on the back you've got your same kind of things here, so your T-bracket they call it, mounts in here. Obviously you've got your fan, power inputs, you can attach a pedal and a handbrake or shifter. They don't sell a handbrake or shifter in the UK, so I don't know if that's a product to come or one that they can't. And then you've got your USB, and then you've got your power button there as well. And then back to the front, one thing I didn't mention here is as per the C5, got a multifunction display there which will highlight your gear and speed. I use it for speed because I use 18 speed gearbox, so and it never shows the right gear when I'm using it, so I use it for speed. But you can configure that in the camera software, and then I won't know until I power it on, but I'm pretty sure that this here running across the top is an LED rev indicator, which again, it feels a bit more premium because it's all recessed in, whereas the Cammus C5 just had individual LED lights. So, you know, but if I bring the Cammus C5 in a sec, still on its bracket, still freshly removed, you can see that this is, you know, it's not massively bigger, but you can see that it is bigger, and it's going to get bigger again when I get that truck rim on it. But yeah, we'll do some tests with that, and also the Cammus C5. I don't know how well again. It's got the flat bit on the bottom, whereas this is a fully round rim. So I think this is more in keeping with the like sort of Moser base wheel and stuff like that. But yeah, all in all, it feels like a quality bit of kit. It's all metal. I mean, I didn't really have any problems with the C5 other than let me just pop that up there a second, I'll show it to you. It was this. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. Yeah, it's this one here. It's just got quite loose, it's there, but you can see I'm putting the same amount of pressure on, and this one's not moving, but this one, you have to give it a good. Now, this was a known issue. I think they were, if you were still in warranty, they were shipping out replacements. But it's worth noting that that was an issue. I don't remember if it happened before or after I did the 60-day review. So, but yeah, it's same mounting system on this. So if you're using a sim rig, it's got a T-bracket included. If you aren't, and you're brave enough to put a 12 Nm torque wheel on a desk, you'll need to purchase the aftermarket desk mount, which is $29. This retails at $599 on the Cammus website. I'm in the UK, and there are UK stockists that aren't Cammus directly, and they've got it for about $530, I think, plus delivery or whatever. So it's a good deal, you know, for the money. They're clearly marketing it as the cheapest 12 Nm direct drive wheel. They're also billing it as the most compact, which I could see that. You know, I'm not going to traveling and racing, but I think if this was your wheel choice, you can quite easily just stuff this in the top of a suitcase or something, if you wanted to, if you were that way inclined. If you do want to purchase this or any other Cammus products, I am obviously in a partnership affiliate or whatever with them. I've got a code that's in the description. If you click the link there, it will take you to the Cammus website, to all their products, get 5% off. Like I said in the beginning, I do get a small kickback. It's 5% kickback to me, and that just gets plugged back into the channel through ways of upgrades to my setup to make better videos, or as is recently, any kickbacks I had from the C5, they were used to fund or partially fund a multiplayer server for Discord community members on FarmSim. So back to the box. We've got the classic white box, the same white box that we had. Same white box that we had in the C5 box. And have a look in here. So this is the same type of blower fan as the DC brushless fan as per the C5. Now these are exactly the same fans from what I could tell, so I'm not planning on changing this out because the C5 one is still good and working, so it'll be good to have a spare. So put that down there. Here again, just looks the same as the one I've already got. It's a Cammus branded USB lead. Got your big old chunky switching power supply here. Now, I did mention in the 6-week review that when I first set up the C5, I did have a problem with power. They kept cutting out and then booting back up, and that was down to me plugging this power supply into an extension cord with other plugs, and it seemed to have a problem drawing the right amount of power that it needed. So after I plugged it straight into the outlet in the wall, it was working absolutely fine. So that's just something to bear in mind, because I assume it's going to be the same situation here, that if you are going to buy this, then you need to run this straight into the wall. What I am going to do, although this looks for all intents and purposes like the same power supply that came with the C5, I am going to just cross-reference them off camera, just to make sure that this isn't like a more power one, because obviously it's a more powerful wheel, needs more power. If these are the same, I'm not going to bother using this one. I'm just going to put it back in the box, and I'll use the C5 one for now. But again, I'll check that off camera. Alright guys, just a quick note from me, as I'm editing the video, after I'd finished recording I did set the wheel up onto the sim rig. There were a couple of things that I mentioned in the video which I thought I should just ad-lib over the top. One of them is I'd said that I thought I'd just use the same fan and keep that as a spare. You actually can't do that because they're different. I didn't realise at the time, but they are very marginally different fans. And they've got a slightly different shape connector, so I did have to change the fan over in the desk mount housing. And the other thing is I mentioned the power brick. The power brick is quite substantially larger than the C5 power brick, so I had to use that as well. But it's just worth noting, keeping in mind, if you are going to order this and you're upgrading from the C5, then you will have to change the fan and power brick when you do so. Bog standard kettle lead UK plug. My assumption is that it will come with whatever plug for your territory. So if you're in the UK, it'll come with a UK plug. If you're in the States or Europe or wherever, it'll come with the plug for your territory. You've got your T-bracket there. Again, if you're mounting it onto a sim rig, you're fine to use that. If you're mounting it onto a desk, you need to buy the desk kit. And then finally in the box, just get a little baggie of screws and an Allen key. And that is all. But yeah, that is absolutely everything. As I said, my genuine first impressions are the design looks a bit more like serious, geared towards a more serious racer, more serious gamer, racer, sim driver, whatever. It feels a bit more premium, which you would expect that for the prices. It's double the price of, or double the dollar amount in price of the C5. But yeah, overall it looks pretty good so far. One other thing is this does have Bluetooth built into it, and there is a Cammus app, which I'll talk about now. Alright guys, so we are just hopping into my phone here. Don't mind the background. Don't want to see no comments about that. So we've got the Cammus app here. We'll just give that a tap. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit connect. I've already signed up for an account for this. You will need to sign up for an account if you do buy a Cammus wheel to be able to do this. So we're going to hit connect. Hopefully it's going to do its thing. So as you see there, it is picked up the Cammus C12 wheel. So I'm going to hit connect on that. We'll just get a little green scrolling wheel. And that is it. It's now connected. And you can see here that I can change all of the settings that I want here. Change the game effects, different settings there. I can turn in, change all of the settings here, like the stop strength, the speed, hands-off protection, all of that stuff. For the steering wheel, I can change the steering wheel angle, everything like that. They do have their own recommendations. Which is just load in a minute. Seems to be taking a little while. And then mine, I have nothing saved right now because I haven't logged in to the app on my computer yet. But you can see it's quite good. I can check everything here that I've got saved. These are all the in-game settings here, like the speed and and the steering wheel angle. And if I go home, on here you've got a community tab where, like, I've got different profiles set up for different games. I can now, when I log in on the app, I can share those profiles with everyone else in the community tab. And likewise, they can do the same. Right, so there we are. So on the community page, as I was saying, you've got all of these options here. These are all set in profiles that other people have uploaded. And it tells you there what game it's for, what wheel it's for. Like there's a lot of C5 wheels, C12, the W15, because they do another base as well. So yeah, this is it's all new. I've not used this before. I think the C5 I do believe is compatible with this app, which I didn't realize. But yeah, that's basically all you do is you go through, you find the ones that you want, then you click download, and what that would do is that would download the settings and load them to the wheel for you. Now, I will probably try this first with the profiles that I've already set up, and maybe just amend some of the strength settings, because obviously it's a more powerful wheel, so it might need to come down a little bit or go up a little bit, but we'll see that, and the only way to do that is through testing things, so we'll do that and see how that goes. But yeah, that is all for now, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna be like testing the heck out of this. I'm sorry it's taking me a bit to get this up, but obviously in line with the other video and stuff. I'm going to be testing the heck out of this, and we will, we'll do another follow-up video. I'm going to get a bigger truck rim for it, and we'll see how that goes. I don't think there's going to be any problems there. It's 12 Newton meters. It's not going to have any problem. If I slap a big old 16-18 inch rim on it, it's going to be fine, I think. But we'll see what I can find, and we'll come back to you about that one. But if you've got any thoughts, feedback, comments down below in the comment section, let me know, and I'll get back to you. If there's something specifically you want to know or see a video about, let me know in the comments, and I will endeavour to set that up as well. But yeah, and if you do want to buy any of the Cammus stuff here, the link is in the description. And just a massive thanks to Cammus for supporting the channel. I'm a small channel, I'm not in there sort of, not in the thousands of subs or anything like that they usually supply to, so I do genuinely appreciate the support there. But yeah, that's going to do us for this one, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.